Picture this. You or your spouse goes in for a routine procedure. Nothing major. The hospital is in network. Your doctor is in network. You did everything right. You checked the boxes. Then, 3 months later, an envelope shows up in the mail. You open it, and there it is, a bill for $3,800 from an anesthesiologist you never even met, a provider who was in that operating room for 45 minutes and was completely out of network the entire time. That's a surprise medical bill, and it happens to retirees every single day across the country. Hi, I'm Shonda Prescott, and welcome to Retirement Security Simplified, the channel where we cut through the confusion so that you can retire with confidence and peace of mind. Today, we're talking about one of the most common and most preventable financial shocks in retirement: surprise medical bills. I'm going to show you exactly why they happen, what you can do to protect yourself, and how your retirement income plan plays a much bigger role in this than most people realize. Let's get into it. Here's the first thing you need to understand. When you were working, your employer's HR department handled a lot of the complexity of your health coverage. You picked a plan, you showed your insurance card, and most of the times things worked out. Retirement is a completely different world, and most people step into it without a map. So let's talk about the 4 most common reasons surprise bills find their way to retirees. The first one is out-of-network providers hiding inside in-network facilities. This is the anesthesiologist scenario I just described. You can be at a fully in-network hospital and still receive bills from individual providers, radiologists, surgical assistants, lab technicians, who are contracted separately and completely out of network. You had no idea, and you had no say. The second reason is Medicare coverage gaps. Here's something a lot of people don't know. Original Medicare, that's Part A and Part B, has no out-of-pocket maximum. None. That means if you have a serious illness or a long hospital stay, your cost-sharing exposure is theoretically unlimited. Most working-age Americans have never had to think about that because their employer plan had a cap. Medicare does not. The third reason is Medicare Advantage network restrictions. Medicare Advantage plans, the ones that replace original Medicare, often have narrow networks and geographic service areas. If you travel out of that area and need care, you may be paying out of pocket. And the prior authorization rules inside these plans catch a lot of retirees off guard. The fourth reason is late enrollment penalties. If you miss your Part B enrollment window, you pay a 10% permanent premium penalty for every 12-month period you were eligible but didn't enroll. That penalty doesn't go away, ever. And during that gap in coverage, any bills you rack up are entirely your responsibility. Now I want to talk about something that most agents and advisors don't connect to this conversation, and it's one of my areas of focus. It's called IRMAA. That stands for Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. And what it means in plain English is this: if your income is too high in a given year, Medicare charges you more for your Part B and Part D coverage, sometimes significantly more. For 2026, IRMAA surcharges can add anywhere from around $80 a month all the way up to over $485 a month per person, on top of your standard Medicare premium. For a married couple, that can be an extra $900 or more every single month. That's a surprise bill that shows up 12 months in a row. And here's the part that really gets people. IRMAA is based on your income from 2 years prior. So a large Roth conversion, a big required minimum distribution, or the sale of a rental property in 1 year can trigger higher Medicare premiums 2 years later, and most people never see it coming. This is why income planning and healthcare cost planning cannot be separated. When we do a retirement income analysis, we look at how every dollar of income, including how annuity income is structured, affects your tax picture and your Medicare costs. Because the goal isn't just income, the goal is income that keeps as much money in your pocket as possible. Alright, let's get practical. Here are 5 specific things you can do to protect yourself from surprise medical bills in retirement. Strategy number 1. Always verify network status before any procedure for every single provider involved, not just the facility. Call the hospital and ask who will be involved in your care. Ask specifically about anesthesiology groups, surgical assistants, and any labs or imaging that will be used. Ask whether each of those providers participates in your insurance network. And if you can, get confirmation in writing, or at least document who you spoke with and when. This one step alone can save you thousands of dollars. Strategy number 2. Consider a Medicare supplement plan if predictable costs matter to you. Medicare supplement plans, also called Medigap, are designed to fill in the gaps that original Medicare leaves behind. A Plan G, for example, covers most of what Medicare doesn't, including excess charges and a significant portion of your hospital costs. The trade-off is a monthly premium, but for many retirees, knowing that your out-of-pocket exposure has a ceiling is worth every dollar. Predictability has real value when you're living on a fixed income. Strategy number 3. Know your Medicare Advantage plan's rules inside and out before you travel or see a specialist. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, read your evidence of coverage document. That's the detailed plan document you receive every year. Know your service area. Know which specialists require a referral and which procedures require prior authorization. Don't assume. The time to learn the rules is before you need care, not after. Strategy number 4. Enroll in Medicare on time. Your initial enrollment period begins 3 months before your 65th birthday month and ends 3 months after. If you miss it and you don't have creditable coverage through an employer, those late enrollment penalties kick in and they are permanent. Put the dates on your calendar. Set reminders. This one deadline is one you do not want to miss. Strategy number 5. Plan your income to avoid IRMAA. Work with a qualified advisor, ideally one who understands both retirement income planning and Medicare, to manage your modified adjusted gross income in the years leading up to and throughout retirement. Strategies including timing your Roth conversions carefully, using qualified charitable distributions from your IRA if you're charitably inclined, and structuring your income sources so you stay below IRMAA thresholds. This kind of planning can save a married couple tens of thousands of dollars over the course of a long retirement. I want to zoom out for just a moment because there's a big picture point here that I don't want you to miss. Surprise medical bills aren't just a healthcare problem. They're a retirement income problem. Think about it this way. If you have guaranteed income coming in every month, income that covers your essential living expenses no matter what the market does, then when an unexpected $10,000 or $15,000 medical bill arrives, it's painful, but it doesn't destroy your plan. You have room to absorb it. But if your entire retirement depends on a portfolio that you're drawing down, and a major medical event forces you to liquidate assets at the worst possible time, right in the middle of a market downturn, for example, that's where retirements come apart. This is exactly why I talk so much about building an income floor, a guaranteed income foundation that covers your needs regardless of what happens around you. Because when life throws a financial curveball, and in retirement it will, you want a plan that bends without breaking. So let's bring it all together. Here are 3 things I encourage you to do this week. First, pull out your Medicare card or your Medicare Advantage plan documents and take an honest look at what you're actually covered for and what you're exposed to. Most people are surprised by what they find. Second, find out whether you're at risk for IRMAA based on your income from the last 1 or 2 years. If you've had a high income event recently, you may already be in a higher Medicare premium bracket and not know it yet. Third, ask yourself honestly, if an unexpected $10,000 or $20,000 medical bill showed up tomorrow, would your current plan absorb it, or would it force you to make decisions you don't want to make? If you'd like to learn more, take a look at the free booklet called Retire Smart. It's linked on the page in the description box. And if this was helpful for you today, please do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'm Shonda Prescott, and this is Retirement Security Simplified, where we specialize in turning confusion into confidence, one conversation at a time.